So welcome to our garden here in July.
Since the last time we took you on a little tour of what was flowering, a lot has happened. It's been what, Lars, 2-3 weeks, I think?
I think so, 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, maybe so. But in that time, we've had lots of rain, lots of Danish sunshine as well. And basically, when we're not busy collecting seeds, other things have come into flower. And that's what we want to start with today.
Yes, and we actually want to start right here with a great color mix here. It's autumn colors and also Cappuccino. It's Rudbeckia hirta sown from seeds. I sowed them last spring in 23, and it's a semi-hardy perennial. So this group came back in other areas of garden, didn't come back. I forgot to actually collect seeds of these, so I definitely need to do that. So we have them again because it's just a great color here. It really looks warm and really autumn color. So that's a nice one. So these ones came back from last year.
Which one was the Cappuccino?
This one over here is the Cappuccino.
Look at that.
And then just great with the autumn colors there next to it. And right next to it that's just started flowering is the Lægestokrose. Also I love the foliage. And also they start to flower now compared to the it looks a bit like the hollyhocks. That's some of them are finished flowering now, but this is kind of taking over and flowers for a very long time. And we have some really one of my favorite also because it can be used in tea and the bees really, it's a magnet for insects here. But the Agastache here, Blue Fortune, and flowers for all the way until end of autumn. It really is a great perennials as well and gives a lot of nice color here. And if you go like way down to the border here, we have this Skønhedsøje here.
Hold on, let me bend down.
Still flowering almost like neon yellow, I think. I think it's really pretty. So we're going to do a little bit more deadheading, which we do a lot. Oh, that's your job mainly, deadheading here. Because I kind of forget that. I collect the seeds
well,
instead.
You're ready for everything to go to seed already in May.
Right.
So I'm trying to... Oh yeah, look at the insects.
They are all
going crazy.
And also up in the Echinaceas here that also grown from seeds a few years back. You can see the bees just, and they look so soft. They're actually super spiky. And these ones are, really nice now. And we noticed back here, because we did go on holiday for 2 weeks, and it's crazy what comes in a garden when you're gone 2 weeks. The first thing is I run out and see. But here you can see the bamboo. We staked it as a cross here. And to lift it up because we did have heavy rain, so it kind of falls. Yeah. And the same we did with the Monarda here. Has to have a little staking here, but look at that color.
And this is our best year of the Monarda. We've had them in several places. You'll see them today, but this year they've done really well. Yeah. And it's actually, we had some other years, and it's actually really good to move them after a few years because they can get really burned in the middle or kind of grow up and kind of fall. So after a few years in the garden, it's good to like move it, like dig it up and then maybe bury it a little bit deeper. That's really good for the Monarda. And they're doing super well. And a note to self that we need to have it more out. We have some red ones over there that's, can be a little bit hidden. So it's really good to have them where you can really see them because the bees love them. We'll move them in the autumn. Right. What we got? Oh, sorry. I just want to show this low one here. Looks like a big allium, but it's a low one. And these ones are actually grown from seeds. I took some 2 years ago, sowed them last year, and now they're really being really nice here. So they are doing really nice. Next to the Ærenpris as well, like a nice contrast with the white here. Really flowers nicely. This middle flower bed has really done well this year. Oh, and the Astrantia. We've been collecting seeds on a different one. Can you see this one? Yeah, we can. Oh yeah, see here. Look at those. Ready to collect. Right, here you go. And these I sow in winter in the greenhouse, And here we have a kind of a mix. And this one I don't deadhead because it is continuous. It flowers and flowers and flowers. Maybe we show them over here. We have like the lupins over here in this area is finished, but we have kept on deadheading the seed pods here because then they will produce side shoots and actually come with more flowering. So that is really great. So they'll come back and the foliage is also just nice. Here is another flower though, all the way I mean, August is just a week away.
Yeah.
So usually here in Denmark, we do not have lupins this long in the season. But we have cut off every seed pod. And this plant doesn't know what to do.
And this daylily is also really, look at that, it's flowering now. We had a yellow one earlier there, but this is one that flowers much later. Just a really nice color. And all this is also, we have to collect some more of the digitalis here, cut those back.
But while we're here, ta-da, the Salvia viridi, look at that. We told you before, but we were afraid because we had some greenhouse damage. So the seeds we had collected and sown, they got waterlogged when we lost a bunch of window panes, a bunch of glass here in the, in the winter.
Yeah.
Long story short, we didn't have any, but it had self-sown, even though it's an annual. So we're really quite happy. So that isn't as big as last year when we had initially planted it, but we're thankful that it came back.
Hope it does better next year. Oh, and just here, see, I even have more Althaea I need to spread around in there. These are really ready to...
Look at that.
I have a bunch collected, so I'll actually just drizzle them here. Bloop, then we'll have a bunch more.
We already have a bunch of these columbines, my goodness.
And look at the dahlia in the raised flower bed. They are as tall as me. They're really done great here. We have had some great sunshine and they really exploded in height.
And rain, let's be honest.
Right. Yeah, but we have different varieties here. We have around 4 plants in this one. And it measures, the raised flower bed is 120 times 80, I believe. And we pinched them in the spring and now they're really doing really well. Look at this color here.
That Aphrodite is so pretty.
That is a pretty one. And one of my favorite with the dark foliage here as well is the tricolor. That also gives,
that's missing one.
Oh no.
Bloop.
Down there, take this.
There we go.
But that gives such a nice contrast to the green foliage.
Here, look how big.
That is huge, look. It's like a dinner plate.
A small dinner plate.
Yeah, small.
A cake plate.
A cake plate.
And this one was a Joey Hubert?
Yes,
Joey
Herbert. Can you see it? Oh, wow.
Hubert.
That is a pretty one there too.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, my goodness.
So
and
they are doing really well.
It's interesting. Let me see if I can come back a little bit. So these guys here and over there with the Tahitian sunrise or Tahiti sunrise.
Tahiti sunrise. Look at the different shades of. And the wishes and dream, look at that, that's also just, and they're really visited by, sorry, I'm disturbing the bee, oops.
Great.
But that's, again, another dark foliage. Sorry, you were saying?
I was saying that these were sown directly outside when it was time. These two on the sides were sown indoors in pots first, and you can see the growth. So what we felt like was right to sow them indoors first. I think that's what we're just going to keep on doing.
So if you have the space for it, we recommend have those bulbs potted on like before indoors.
Get those
to really give a difference.
First,
And a lot of people in Denmark have had a bunch of problem with slugs.
All over the world, we get lots of comments from people about the slugs, and we feel you, man.
Yeah. And it's what we have done here that's worked in our garden, that we have down here, it's copper tape that we bought in a hardware store. And this is a tape, comes in a roll, and you just stick it on like normal tape. And this is from last year, so it's really lasted a long time. The snail, they don't like crawling up on that. Plus, to minimize, also we have like a snail frame, also that the snails will avoid to go up. So we've had I think some other beetles maybe chewing a bit on, but no visible snail tracks or slime or anything from the snail. So I do believe here in our garden it really works well, because if it would be out in the garden, I believe it would be chewed up really quick.
And we've had slug damage, especially what we do. A lot of people have asked what we do. Here, I'll show you. You can see that we had snails or slugs, not exactly sure who was eating some of these, but I've cut off a bunch of the badly eaten foliage. Oh, there you can really see. Look at that one. They have just snacked. Yeah. My goodness. But so we've cut a bunch of that off since we came back. Yeah. Long story short, we do have a problem with it, but we come out every night. Yeah. I say we. I come out some of the nights.
Oh, wow, you're very sweet. I do that.
On weekends, I'm out here, and in the mornings. Yeah. So, and then we just collect them. Yeah. And that's really what we found that worked. Lars did suggest the other day, you wouldn't believe, because this metal frame and this copper tape, we do feel like has really helped these high beds. He came in the night and said, what if we put copper all the way around the garden?
Great idea, right? I know everybody's like nodding and agreeing, yeah.
It would be great, but first of all, impossible, but it was very sweet.
Right. Just to finish so it's not a video only about Dahlias, but to finish off, last year it's the first year with the Dahlias in raised flower beds, and we did staking with bamboo, but after the holiday we came home and a bunch had broken off.
Too much rain, man.
Yeah. And so what we did this year, we used like a fence, like netting there. You can see it's 10 by 10 centimeters black, and then we have metal post, and then just have a zip tie. And it really stays. I'll try and shake it, but you can also move it higher up, like knee high, if you have even higher Dahlias. But it really keeps all the Dahlias in place. And what I did when we planted out the small Dahlias, we placed it early on, and then it just grew up through the netting. And it really, for us, it worked really nicely with this. And then the great thing, you can reuse the netting and the post, because we bought a whole roll. Even maybe we will use it out in the garden next year for other perennials that's big. They can just grow up. And now you can't even see this in netting.
The trick though was to do it early enough.
Yeah, so it just, but if you then, I didn't get it high enough up, you can move it up gradually, very gently, then that will be okay.
Okay, people can see that I'm trying to move on. I have zoomed past you 20 times. If you'll come around this side, Lars, we'll move to the hydrangea. Look at him. Ta-da! So when we first moved in the house, a lot of you have heard me tell this story because I love it. There was a little shed back there, and that tree was growing through a shed. Here was some sort of a bush, I don't know. But the previous owner, they had a dog, and that was where the dog would use the bathroom. Can I say? Is that too crass? So the dog would use the bathroom back there. So it was not the best little area. Long story short, we came in, took away the bush, started with hydrangea. Of course, the whole garden has evolved and moved forward. But yeah, look at them.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
They're really, it's been a great year.
They're all different sizes too. You can see there's some really low ones. The super low ones down there we bought for 5 Danish kroner, and after summer sale last year, that's like less than $1 US. So we have a lot of different sizes.
Yeah, the one over here, see, that was from last year, and it was tiny, and it had just died. So that was a great way to get,
So some we've had since we moved in, some of the bigger ones. Some that don't have many flowers, we've tried every year to cut back a little bit. We'd love it all to be one shape.
Oops, I see
that. I see that. What's
that?
Oops,
that was a weed. We just, ta-da! Native to Denmark. No, I hadn't seen that. Wow.
It is native to Denmark, though.
To my excuse, we just came home from holiday a few days ago.
Yeah, well, nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. But they sure were pretty. I bet everybody was zooming in on that.
Let's talk about something else. Look at this.
This is beautiful.
Violforstjerne here. Wow.
Let me get close. Because
that is
these
so
are like,
elegant.
I mean, if the Sylvans had a flower, you know those little...
Which ones?
The little German, aren't they German? The little toys with the little rabbit family, little mouse family.
Oh, maybe.
It looks like a little sylvan plant. Oh, it's so sweet. It is really pretty.
And then I think the Echinacea is one of my, like a late flowering perennial, really tough, drought tolerant, and that we grew these from seed. I think it's really crazy.
We grow most things from seed. If we went around and said what all is from seed.
I know, but I think nature's just amazing. I know I sound like such a nerd.
Speaking of grown from seed.
Look at the insect here. Also the Lychnis here, look. And again, they want to be on TV too, all the insects, all the bees here. Look at that.
He's on your side. But, there he is.
Oh, there he is. I'll hold it still.
Look at
But that's such a, really looks like a plant from another planet. But also again, one that flowers really late. And easy to sow from seeds as well. All these down here, when they get, they bloom from the top and then down, as you can see the flower buds here. And then they turn all brown and almost get like a seed, like a dandelion that can fly. And you have a bunch of new ones. So these are really pretty.
Speaking of seeds that can fly.
Can you find one of those from the spore balloon?
Spore balloon. So, hold on.
This one. Should I get
was
one?
trying to focus in.
Oh, sorry. Here's a ripe one almost.
You gotta go slow.
See,
so
here
you can
it is.
See. Oh, don't move, Lars. So let me. Oh, don't. So now you can see the little,
they are really great.
Parachute on top.
Yeah, right.
And the seed at the bottom, so that...
Should I let it go?
Let it go.
Ah, that was so fast.
Oh, you're so Elsa.
Let it go. Okay.
Oh, you're about to sing a Disney song. So this is the sporbalogen.
I was the teacher.
Oh my God, not a singer.
No.
So those are those seeds.
Okay.
So the latches have some.
Yeah, but there's a bunch over there too. Yeah. The Echinacea is almost gonna.
It is.
Gonna come. That's gonna be really pretty here.
So
but you
a
can
garden
see,
tour is not about what almost.
You can see these ones I didn't have time to. Here you can also see the.
Yeah, we've been collecting seeds.
See the.
Oh, that was perfect. Now you can really see it.
No, so.
Very nice. But this one is still really pretty.
Yeah, that one
the
over
Sylvans,
there.
I think that's what they're called. And if they're not German, will somebody let me know? Because I think they're German.
Did you play with those as a kid?
No.
Oh, okay.
I always wanted them.
And here we need to trim those back. They might come with I can see there was a little side flower here, but the digitalis here, I need to collect all. This was a pink one. Collect all the seeds in here. And remember, these are poisonous, so do wear gloves or just wash your hands. But there's just so many.
You just gave a health warning.
I know. But a lot of perennials are poisonous in the garden, so...
Yeah. He won't lick his hands, he'll be fine. He's done this for years.
Yeah.
So they're the dry ones.
But yeah, just look at hydrangea, they are just... It's been a great year, so I need to do a bit more of some cuttings of that, because it's great to do it now. Also find some that's not in... has a flower bud on it, because it's a great way to get more. So here's another variety, like a totally white viol forstjerne here. And that's just, isn't it stunning?
But then you let it go.
It's still fine because I staked it, but it needs a bigger group. And actually in autumn I'll move it so it gets a bigger, and the goal is to, we have an area here. We kind of did some arranging.
We've been working on this one.
So
we moved
never
some
ending.
things, that weren't in the right spot. Some other things need to move.
Some delphiniums that's way too tall. Echinacea needs to be a little bit in a different area. So
yeah, but we'll figure all that
We'll
out.
do some. Let's take them to the new middle flower bed that's really, I think, doing well.
It is doing well. You think correctly.
Right,
First, let's look at our
tree.
flagpole cherry tree. Dun, da, da, da.
Sound like you practiced that name. Flagpole cherry tree.
That was a pretty easy name.
Yeah.
Okay, this is nice. And our the beginning of July, this was not in flower. This is a blanket flower.
Yeah.
But in peach.
Peach.
Look at that.
It's always when you sow something from seed, it's like, in my mind, I thought it would be a bit more peachy color, but actually I came to like it. We were discussing if the first flower I saw, like, nah, but we have the other ones in red and yellow and bigger flower bed, and they are great because see how many buds it has.
This is a non-stop flowering plant. If you're looking for, and I've said
Here
it before,
comes the salesman.
If you're looking for a non-stop flowering plant that's really, really easy, the blanket flower. Yeah. And in peach.
Because when it's finished flowering, then do a lot of that.
Yeah, that's true. Because we go around here in Denmark, we have something, how would you explain that, over by the Kanalbyen, like public
community.
Garden? A community garden, where different people can rent a raised flower bed.
Yeah.
It's for people who live in apartments or who just want to garden as a community. Yeah. A lot of them live in apartments, meaning they don't have a backyard space. So they have this raised bed, and a lot of them have blanket flowers because they're very easy to grow, but they don't deadhead. So by the time we were just there yesterday, and they're all just seed heads because that's what a plant wants to do.
Yeah.
Oh well, if you deadhead, it won't go to seed as quickly, and you'll have flowers until frost.
Yeah.
There you go.
We have a few snapdragons that's coming in, sown from seeds and mixed there. And you've been looking for those. I had forgotten to re-sow them because they are really nice, actually.
They sure are.
Yeah. We have our sedum coming soon.
That's nice. And another sales pitch. If you're looking for a late summer flowering perennial, sedum.
Ta-da! Yeah. And lupin that's grown from seed here in a really nice one. So as soon as it's starting to be more like with a hip, because here this is where all the seeds are coming, and you like to show how the bee gets in there, how it opens up. I'm not really good at it. Maybe show it over here how the bee opens. Oh, there, right?
That's how the bee. So the bee would land, and that would open, and then it would do its thing. But yes, we would cut that off, and then you can see it's coming with a lot more.
There's a bunch of new ones, yeah. So that one is doing really well.
Oh, there's a better snapdragon.
Oh yeah, there, right? You want to tease me, I always say, wow, because it's like lion's head in Danish.
Lion's mouth.
Løvemund, yeah, sorry. But it looks like a mouth there. Snapdragon. Very pretty here. And I really like this one too. The higher nib here is really pretty. Some from seeds as well. Not hardy. They say 1 to 2 years, but I always keep seeds of that one. We have the Echinacea here, and really look at that beautiful color.
Whoa.
Oh, that was a neighbor's cat.
The neighbor's cat just
was fighting.
Jeepers.
Wow, it scared me.
We don't get much violence here in
right?
peaceful Denmark. Whew.
And these are not opening yet here though, but the Californian gold poppies here are sown from seeds that the foliage I really like. As soon as the sun comes, it's gonna open more up. It's a shame you can't see it, but it's really, I can force it on. Look at that. It's really pretty, grown from seeds as well. So
that's how we wake up our son.
Oh wow.
Force him awake.
Oh wow. And we have some poppies here as well. Some of them are finished. They are also just pretty. I'm not taking them right now. Wait until they are.
It's a nice seed head, yeah.
Because then they turn all brown, and then I can collect them. And those I'll just sprinkle around in the garden, because those are really a nice decoration.
Speaking of nice, look what Mr. Klaus Dalby gave us
Ooh,
this year.
look at that. Yes, he sent me some seeds here. Wow,
so if you haven't heard, we're huge fans of Klaus Dalby here in Denmark. Yeah. And this year he sent Lars a bunch of seeds to sow from his brand.
Right.
It'd be his brand, right? That's how we would
yeah.
say. Yeah, so from his brand. So super excited to have been sent anything by Mr. Dalby.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And definitely here I'll need to collect the seeds of those when I hear one that's almost ready, but when they are, because that will also make them, when they turn more brownish, you're ready to collect them. But just
and it's a big difference from the typical yellow one that we have quite a lot of.
This is a bit more different, yeah.
Yeah, like an antique color.
And these ones also, the Vild Guldrød Dara is also from Klaus Dalby. But look at the flower heads on these, really pretty. Also, a lot of people use them in bouquets as well. Really pretty also.
So thank you, Mr. Dalby.
Yeah, right. So we take them to the big flower bed. We have some hvid frølæs here that just started to flower now. Also really pretty. Almost looks like a...
And we moved it this year.
Yes,
it was further in the flower bed, ergo the hole.
Yeah.
But now we moved it out because I wanted to look at it more.
It is really pretty.
Isn't it nice? Another blanket flower.
Oh, and next to this one, the dwarf butterfly bush. I love it. Look at that big flower head here. So that's really a low variety, easy to do cuttings off. One of my new favorites in the garden. Okay, let's see over here.
Got some more liatris, some phlox, some alliums.
And we have the oxeyes are still flowering over there together with the...
We have a lot of those.
Haveklinte here is also a really nice color though. They are great at self-sung, but also gives a good pop of color.
More astrantia.
And we have the Hyssop here, also a great perennial for that really closes off big areas if you have a lot of problems with weeds. So I just want to show you one of our really nice, to give some height, the butterfly bush. We trimmed it really roughly here, so we just actually had one really big stem, so it turns out more to like a tree. I do need to have a bigger post to it because it's because the flowers really get big, and we actually had one of my favorite pink ones that broke off in a heavy wind, so it needs a good staking here, but then keep on removing these. It makes so I can have perennials under my butterfly bush instead of having
a huge bush, because that thing becomes a massive,
it really does,
bushy tree.
And it really needs, I need to be harder on the pruning next year, I think, because it does flower from the new roots coming. So I need to, because all this is almost just from this year. It grows like more than a meter, and then it gets the really nice flowers here, but it gives some height to it, so I don't hope it's falling on me. I staked it now, so, but that's a really nice one. And what else did we show? Oh, and the cadwood over here.
I can't get too close. Let me see. Hold on, everybody. Boop.
Sorry, the story.
There we go.
I said wrong. It's cadwood.
Cadwood.
Cadwood is the other one, the Nebitsa. But this one is a really pretty one as well.
Very nice. Look at that combination, the bee balm and the daisies. Very Danish, that color combination.
And look at one of also our favorites, the Verbena Bampton here. Really pretty. And we have it right here on the border, even though people are like coming to the garden and seeing it like, wow, you crazy having this. It's really self-sowing, and yes it is. It's in the path and everywhere, but it's a great way to get new free plants. You can just, because very easily when it starts to have the second set of leaves, it starts to look like the mother plant, and then I know that it's the Bampton. And I'll place it otherwhere in the garden, so I have a kind of, it more than one place. We have it in a pot as well, but also it's a great gift for when I go somewhere. Just plants from the garden is nothing better, I think.
So if you ever invite Lars to your house, don't expect chocolates.
You will get plants.
You're going to get a plant. So you got to have a big garden.
But what else? Let's see over here.
We've missed back here behind us that we want to show. The Kemper Verbena is coming in.
Yes.
The big Verbena,
the big sister to the other one.
Look at that, isn't that pretty?
That is so nice. The cosmos are starting to flower, grown from seeds over here. I didn't plant such a big area of it, so, but it's really coming nicely. Here's a Heoclinde in white.
This one I spend time deadheading because it's easy to reach. And it's typically what I do, and it flowers way longer than the ones that I can't. So if you get a chance to deadhead, do. Because it will keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. Otherwise, this one's really quick to go to seed.
But it also has a nice foliage, actually.
Super nice, and it's a nice little green-gray color.
Yeah.
Especially next to this dark, look at this.
Yeah, the Dahlia here. The Burning Heart, also grown from seeds. That's really, doesn't need staking. It's really tall, and such a nice contrast with this dark, and really nice with the height there. So I keep collecting seeds, easily to sow from seeds as well. But this whole combination right here is really nice with the Monarda right here. Also attracts, as you can see, a bunch of bees here. So that's a nice one. And the Myrian here.
Look at that.
Also, people call it oregano here, but really attracts a lot of insects. And notice this salvia here, this cardonna with the black stems is the second flowering, because I cut back the ones and then it got side shoots. You can almost see them here, how they will have a side shoot, and it's starting to make a new flower bud. So it's not as lush as the first time, but it will still renew the plant, and you have a second flowering, which is really nice. Some people cut it all the way back. I just think it's a shame.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. A lot of people do cut it all the way back, but we cut it just down to the flower stems.
You can see one here, actually. See?
That way you can keep that height and still get that second flowering.
Yeah. We have some nice flocks here. That's also a nice combination. Really here, see how...
This whole section's really pretty. And this flower bed, it's only its second summer.
Yeah, we did it last February. We started turning the turf in 23 in February. And where we just had a lawn before. It's crazy
and
how...
this bee balm was the first plant we planted?
Yeah.
I've mentioned that before, but now look at it.
You have a special connection to that.
Yeah, because this flower bed, it was a labor of love, man.
Yeah, right. And the other, just going to your... Oh, here's another bee. Look at that. Ah, come close. It's full of... It's all yellow. The blanket flower here. Wow, look at that. They really love this one, and it has, we just deadheaded after the holiday, and it's keep on coming. It's really big next to the white Dreieblomst. Actually, we just talked about yesterday moving that to another place, because I keep forgetting how big this blanket flower gets. So it's actually, I staked it a little bit because it kind of pushes the Dreieblomst out. So I'm thinking another place over there in the middle flower bed for next year.
This is also a really sweet one. Look at that.
Yeah, this one here. Oh, there's some kind of beetle in that one. Look at that. Wow, that's pretty. That's the perlecour. Later on, it will really shake when it dries. It's also great as a dried flower. And next to one of your favorite, Nephofia here.
This is another one that we got for less than $1 at an after summer sale. It was forgotten about, not loved, and we brought it home. There were two of them. We brought them home. And it gets wider every year, so you really get a good area here, and keeps on coming. We deadhead these as soon as they wither a little bit more. We cut them back, the stem, and you can just see they keep coming from underneath with more flowering, so that's really nice.
And another favorite, if I go in here in the back, we did some trimming back. We have some really pretty, can you see them? Speedwell here. If you can come a little closer, we'll try. We have them in purple over there too. But look, that's also in the Verbena family. But those are really pretty too. And we have, here's my other, oh it broke, I had a big branch here. But this really pink butterfly bush, it had a branch there and it broke right off.
We had really bad weather this past week.
But that gives me space to plant some other things. And this one starts to flower. Can you see it's really tall here?
We can definitely see it starts to flower. It's so big and yellow.
It's the Stoute Solsikke. Really nice as well. Tall and it spreads really nice. It doesn't need any staking. And over there also next to the bees is the Vegins Ehrenpris in white. Almost finished but has flowered for a very long time. And I also love this. The Tæppepileurt here that's just been ongoing with flower, starts with white, turns like pinkish and more like a dark color until it turns like more brownish, then I remove them. But that's really a nice cover plant here for the base here as well.
The phlox, I was going to say, the phlox is really coming in.
We have some in different shades here.
It's very July. It means July is here, in case you didn't know.
And this pink cardona has flowered. This is the second time, also as the other one. The purple one, we trimmed it back. And I see a bunch of seeds in here I'm going to collect. But they have really, if you want one for insects, now I'm the salesman, not you. But then get salvia, because these stouter salvia are really bee magnets. You get a lot of life.
On behalf of the bees, thank you, Lars.
Yeah, right. And look at this dark leaf sedum here.
This is beautiful. So beautiful.
Touchdown teak. Oh, it's so pretty.
Touchdown teak.
Yeah, right.
Look at all the seed pods hiding in there. Lots of little stuff. Oh, this is one of our new ones.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. We got this on our holiday. What can I say?
That's a sassafraga. It grows wild in the Alps, though.
It grows wild in the Alps. And now it's here. Yeah. Oh no, can I say?
I think it's okay.
I think it's totally okay. Now we're both quiet. So I hope it's okay.
Let's talk about something else.
Quick, move on.
But here we had also still flowering some yellow lupins and Rudbeckia. The one I always say wrong. What do you say? Black-eyed Susan?
Oh, yeah, black-eyed Susan.
Black-eyed. Good. And we have some, the chocolate cosmos here. Still really flowering nicely here.
I wish you guys could smell these.
Because they are really, and it's a great
I honestly
color.
just thought if I got close enough they could, but that's not how it works.
Oh, wow.
But you can look at it. It's very pretty. Hosta flowers, what do you guys think? I'm not a fan.
Some are split.
Lars loves them. He has a colleague, another gardener at work that also doesn't really care for them. I don't really care for them.
So when I look away, my colleague, she would snip them off. She likes the foliage.
I do too. I don't know what I think about them.
Let's see what people
But here on the video,
yeah.
when I'm looking through the screen, they're way prettier than when I look at them
in real life.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's so opposite. I know this is finished flowering, but this is also great as foliage. The Alunrod here is so pretty.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, right. We're still over here also some lupins as a group, so they will do much better next year. And some zinnias. We definitely need to have more of those next year. Also from Klaus Dalby.
Thank you, Mr. Klaus Dalby. Oh, there's Verbena Bampton. Speaking of the little seedlings that we collected.
We actually had some transplanted. Those are actually just baby ones from the mother plant. Isn't that crazy? It's already, I just put that there a few weeks ago. So they are doing well. We need to do a little bit staking of these ones, kind of grown really strong, I think, because we put some...
Well, also this is where the sun, they're really reaching for that sunlight.
So we'll do a little staking there. We have some in pots, some summer flowers, also to give that pop of color.
Here, if you've watched any of our other videos, you know we're not big on buying new things, and we tried our best to save the old lavender that we moved, but it was just too woody. So new lavender, they were on sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gave in, man. We gave in. We bought a plant.
And here you can see some other ones that grew from seeds, like the more traditional calendula. the mournful here like we showed.
Yeah, big difference compared to that.
But it gives a nice pop of color and grows really quickly.
Yeah, and this one's easy to deadhead as well, and it keeps on keeping on.
Yeah.
We thought we would also show you what's going on at the front of our house. A lot of people have asked about our front garden, our huge front garden. So we want to take you out there in just a minute. But first, Lars has a lupin that he wants to show.
I just want to...
Here's another... going as fast as I can to get there.
I know, right? And these also flowered really for a long time, Anise. So as soon as they withered down, I trimmed them down a little bit, and then I do side shoots here, so it keeps, and I just love this blue color. And again, I know, the bees love it. So that's really doing well next to a flux that's almost finished. But then I love this salmon color here. Look at that. Whoops.
That's really pretty.
Isn't that nice? Can you get close enough?
I'll try.
Closer. There we go.
There we go.
That is a pretty one.
Isn't that pretty?
Okay, should we show them the front garden?
Let's do. Oh, we're exactly back where we started.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, let's go to our huge front garden. Hold on to your hats, everybody.
Oh, wow.
So here we are.
Ta-da!
Outside in our huge front garden.
People are so disappointed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We do have hanging baskets. We also have native plants planted in front.
Right.
Actually, all the houses on our street have agreed to do this, and the city, the municipality government, city planner agreed to pay for them.
Yeah, I started a project with neighbors, so that's really great. A lot of it is finished flowering. We have some wild ox eyes, brunera, different native to Denmark, some geraniums too.
And this project was just in June, so all this is really new. But all the houses on our street participated, so we're really thankful for that.
We have some pelargonia here, some petunias, and some also efeu that we, in the spring we have, so we kind of changed this to give, this really gives a pop of color. And we also had violas in the spring, we had spring bulbs. So we try and change this out, and really, it's doing really well. Gives so much to the house, having this little, and now also this one down here. But
exactly. Oh, and that lavender that we moved from the back, we've also added 2 by the stairs.
Yes. And we do have insects here, so that's really great. So we hope it will do well here. And we pruned this down also. I know it's not your favorite, Alan, but I think it gives so much color. The violas, they were in spring, and actually what I did because they get really tall and leggy, then I prune it really hard back, and then it has a second flowering, and we keep deadheading it. So
yeah, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
But it does add a nice pop of color here on our otherwise just street.
Yeah. So I just want to take you inside to our porch, because I've been drying my hollyhocks, and when I just want to show you, when they are dry like this, you can actually already sow them now, because then you will have them when they sprout, and you can transplant them out in the garden when they have the second set of leaves, and then you'll have flower already next year. So it's a great time now to already sow if your hollyhocks are, all the seeds are brown like this. And I have a bunch to sow.
And where did we get these?
From a lovely neighbor.
Exactly. She had them growing outside of her house, and now we will have them growing outside.
Yeah. Because the other years we actually had some that was actually a broader color here, you can see as well. It's with it now. But it's a single, the traditional hollyhocks, because I did have the other year some that was double, but the bees didn't really get into the flowers, so I don't have those anymore. And the ones I got actually kind of almost black color flowering right now out, but I want different colors, so it gives a pop to the black fence. So stay tuned and see them all flower next year in 5 different colors. I think I have them.
Ooh, can't wait. So there you have it. That was our full July garden tour, including what's going on in our huge front yard. But that explains why there's so much color and so many plants we stack up here in our backyard. So thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Be sure to comment. Let us know what's going on in your garden. We do read all the comments, and they really do mean a lot to us. So thank you so much.
Moin, tak for i dag.